This is a beautiful one to end with, guys. Okay, so and this also happened in October 1st, 2025. Again, second half of 2025. And so, okay, so this was like honestly like a follow-up from that prayer point I had shared in the other video about, being delivered from the spirit of fear and the warfare that I went through that night, because that day was September 29th, right? And there's 30 days in September, and this is October 1st. So 2 days after that is when I wrote this down, or this happened. And so I wrote down, God spoke peace over me with a verse, right? So I had started reading Psalms after that 29th, after that warfare. And I was definitely struggling to go to sleep. I was struggling to fall asleep, and something that I also used to struggle with was anxiety, and especially it would come in physical form. So I would just not, my body would just not be feeling well. My heart would be palpitating and just be, I just can't sleep, and my mind is roaming. It's just was not good, right? And so I was not feeling peace at all. I just couldn't sleep. I was just not well. And so then that night, before I went to bed, I read the next chapter of Psalm that I was on, which was Psalm 4. And so when I got to Psalm 4 verse 8, let me pick up my Bible. Psalm 4 verse 8, it says, "In peace will I both lie down and sleep. For you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety." And I just felt so seen, because I feel like the past 2 nights I was just just so much fear surrounding going to sleep and just not feeling safe. Again, I was alone in this big home, and just in a different home. It's a long story, but I was just home with the girls, my girls alone, and I mean, they're kids. There's nothing they can do to make me feel safe or protected. But I was just there was just so much fear, or I just didn't feel safe, especially following that spiritual warfare I had just endured, right? And so there was just so much anxiety surrounding me going to sleep. And so when I read that, I just felt so seen by God, and just the Lord telling me, I got you. Just lie down and sleep in peace, because I, the Lord, make you dwell in safety, right? And if you know me, I love to use amplified versions, right? So then I went into the amplified version to see what the amplified version says, right? Usually I'll look at that on my phone, but my phone is what I'm using to record. So let me get my tablet. Psalm 4 verse 8, the amplified version says, "In peace and with a tranquil heart, I will both lie down and sleep." And that just meant so much more to me, because it specifically said with a tranquil heart. And if you remember, I said that whenever I felt that way, my heart would be palpitating, and I just would not be able to sleep. And so to come to the amplified version, and it says "in peace with a tranquil heart," I was like, man, God, you really, really see me, and you are so good and so kind to even be so specific with being so specific and speaking to me. Wow, you didn't just say that I will sleep in peace, but you really spoke to the palpitations of my heart, that even with that, with a tranquil heart, will you go to sleep. That meant so much to me. I just felt so seen. And something like this is what we talk about when we say that God is speaking to you in his word. He speaks to you in his word. And I know sometimes it can feel oh yeah, I hear that all the time. Okay, yeah, sure, he's speaking in his word, but no, he actually is. A moment like this is some of the things that we're talking about when we say God speaks in his word. If you want to hear the Lord speak, read his word, right? It has been a rough second half of 2025, and so moments like this really were so important to me, and just have I've held so dear to my heart, so near and dear, like moments like this where the Lord showed up, where he reminded me that like I'm still here with you, even if it doesn't look like how the first half of 2025 looked like. I'm still here with you. And so yeah, that was very special to me. I've never ever seen that in the Bible before. And again, like I was saying earlier, there are things that you may have read, or there are books in the Bible where you may have read, and sometimes we get to the point where we're like, I've read the Bible through and through, like what else will it tell me? No, I promise you, because whatever season you read the Bible in last year, you're not in that same season anymore. You're in a different season. So when you read Romans chapter 1 last year, verse 3 was probably what was relevant to you, and that's what you got revelation from. But this year you're in a different season, so you can read that same Romans chapter 1, and instead of verse 3, maybe verse 18. If there's a verse 18, I'm just making up numbers just for example's sake, but like maybe a different verse will actually be what is revelatory to you in this season. And that's why it's so important to, it does not matter how many times you've read the Bible, read it again over and over, because every season is different, and what God is saying to you in that season is different. So you're going to always have new and different revelation. Yeah, but yeah, that's all I wrote for 2025. I am definitely continuing this in 2026. I'm very expectant of 2026. I feel like I've definitely gone through a roller coaster of like, Lord, I don't even know if it's worth it anticipating or expecting anything in 2026. But that's a lie from the enemy. I am expectant. And however God will show up and wants to show up in 2025, I am willing and I am ready, whether it looks like how I thought it was going to look like, whether it looks like, what I didn't expect. One thing is true, that God's character remains. He's good, he's faithful, he's loving, he's caring, and he always has my best interest at heart. It may not be good to me, but it will always be good for me. So if you don't hear me say anything at all in this series, I hope you take that last sentence with you and hold it near and dear to your heart. Yeah, see you again at the beginning of 2027 to recap what the Lord has done in 2026. All right.